welcome back to the channel. I don't actually know why I always decide to film somewhere where the sun is directly in my eyes, but to be honest, it's such a beautiful day, I shouldn't really be complaining. Anyway, what do we have here? Well, we have a sort of Z4 update video and the maintenance rundown. This is because it's actually been a while since the Z4's been in a video on the channel, because we've had a lot of Abarth 595 Competizione content, thanks to Abarth UK supplying me with a car, a couple of other reviews, and also a recent road trip that I did down to Italy in that Dodge Durango SRT. Of course, all of those videos are available to watch via links or whatever if you want to go and see them, and I strongly recommend you do. But anyway, because of all of this, it's several weeks surely since we have had this on the channel. And also, I may or may not have teased it before now, but I'm actually taking this car to Germany tomorrow as I'm filming this video. For you guys, unfortunately, it's going to be a little while to wait for that content. But I'm driving this car to Germany to the Nürburgring as part of a very exciting road trip tomorrow. So I've had the car in for a service and a few other bits which we're going to run through in today's video. I thought you'd all just be interested in being kept in the loop, essentially. Quickly before we get started, a couple of things. One, please do subscribe to this channel. If you're one of this, still 75% of people who watch regularly are not subscribed. Please just hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel to do well and helps me to create more content. Secondly, as I've just touched on, I am actually taking this to Germany tomorrow as I film this video, although you'll be watching this maybe a couple of weeks in the future. If you do want to be kept in the loop in real time, more or less, with what I'm doing, you can follow me on 3 places: Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook, whichever one you prefer. I'm on all 3. I'm actually also on TikTok. All of the links to these channels are below, and that's where I'm posting, especially Instagram, things more regularly, so you guys can be kept in the loop if you're interested. Right, I know you guys don't like waffle, so I'll basically do a walk around the car now, tell you exactly what's been done, what might need doing in the future, and also what I've spent on sort of doing these little bits to the car, and also just have another look at it because it's just been cleaned and I haven't seen this in a while. And then maybe we'll go out for a little drive as well, just for a bit of fun and enjoy this sunset. Anyway, I'll shut up now, put a camera on my head, and we can have a look at the car.
So then, here's the Z4 in all of its glory, gleaming in the sunlight here in the late evening. It's stunning, isn't it? But yes, it's actually been a while since I've seen this car. I've been out of the country recently on other trips, as you've seen. So it's really nice to be back with the Z4, and yeah, what a day for it. Anyway, as I mentioned, let's go through what's been done to the car. So whilst I was away, oh look, there's my little BMW emblem for the key, which has fallen off. So this is really not interesting. Here's my service booklet. So, as I mentioned, I'm taking this car to Germany tomorrow. I have been out of the country and doing lots of other things in the past few weeks, and so needed the car just sort of taken care of amongst all of that. So I wanted to take it to a specialist. I actually normally use an independent garage who are not specialist in BMW at all, but I wanted to use a specialist because I just track dayed this car, as you guys know, and I'm embarking on this trip to Germany, so I wanted to just make sure that it was looked after properly and everything that needs doing was done. So anyway, I used RBM Hampshire, who are a company on Instagram that I follow and have seen do lots of these cars, so I thought they'd be safe hands. And I have to say, credit where credit's due. I'm not going to no, this is not a promotion at all. I paid for everything at RBM Hampshire, but I want to just say I'm very pleased with the service, and mainly because I did literally everything over Instagram DM. Now that might sound terrifying to you, but for me, literally all of the communication was done through Instagram, which is very convenient for me. So fantastic on that part. They also picked the car up and dropped it off at my house, just making the whole thing seamless while I wasn't even around to deal with it. Anyway, what has the car had done? So it had an inspection 1 service. Let's just have a look at my service booklet here and remind you guys of the terrifying mileage on this car. So it had a inspection 1 service at 155,884 miles, I think that says. That's what this car is on now. That's terrifying. And with that, he checked over, or they checked over, a number of things, of which I actually have a list in my Instagram from RBM Hampshire, which just makes, you know, things even more useful here. So let's have a look. So from the service, they ascertained the intake elbow pipe is starting to split. There's a couple of oil leaks from the oil filter housing and rocker cover. I knew about that. The wipers apparently are split, haven't really noticed. Brake fluid and coolant is due. Rear pads 2mm left and disc corroded. Front pads 4mm remaining. Driver's control arm wishbone has play, or the bush. Front brake hose is perishing. Airbag light is on, which is a fault that we all know about as Z4 owners, where the sensor, I think, is triggering the... I'm not too sure. Rear metal brake pipe's corroding. Starter motor sounds like it's sticking. I did notice that and asked them to look at it. Near side front indicator bowl, offside front headlamp. So that was everything that they sort of flagged up from doing the service, which was perfect, exactly what I needed. And so from that, I basically just wanted the essential stuff to be done before my trip to Germany. So we have had front pads with wear sensor for £103.21. This is all including VAT. The rear discs have been replaced with pads and the wear sensor and with handbrake adjustment, £204 for those. Starter motor as well, they've done that for me, which is great. The car sounds really funny on startup now, just totally different to how it's done before, but it just starts like that. It was a little bit temperamental before that was replaced. At the cost of £191.57, which is pretty good. And very kindly, the bulbs, they had some spares, so they did those for free. So my service, if you're interested, the inspection one cost me £160, and excuse me, all of that work I've just mentioned was just a tad under 500 quid for basically the new brakes and a starter motor, which I have to say I think is pretty good value. So although this might actually sound like a little bit of a promo for RBM, I'm just very happy with the fact that they were able to sort it all whilst I wasn't about. Give me a list of everything they needed doing, prioritise the things that were kind of urgent, get them done for me, and I think pretty reasonable price as well. So yeah, I guess we should probably take the car out for a drive, given that it's been a while, hasn't it? But I thought I'd just keep you guys in the loop on sort of what's been done to the car. And obviously I'm now giving you the hint at the fact that I'm taking this to Germany, to the Nürburgring, which is going to be tremendously exciting. So stay tuned for those videos coming up. But anyway, let's just take the car out for a quick spin before I end this one. Very nice to be back in the Z4. It actually feels really weird because the last car that I sort of spent a considerable amount of time in was that Dodge Durango SRT, the big 6.4 litre V8 super truck that I did a road trip down to Italy, and that was the last car that I really drove. And well, it's just ridiculous how tremendously small and nimble this Z4 now feels compared to that. And it still sounds great. It goes really well, I have to say. It just feels it's feeling in tip-top condition, which is great and exactly what I want before I obviously drive it the 600 miles or so to Germany. It still sounds great as well. I mean, V8s sound good, but this is, I mean, it is up there. It is very good.
nice. You know what? I mean, I go on about this being my daily, and you know, after you spend a long time with it, it does, it gets boring to an extent. And there's already things that I'm hating right now in terms of creature comforts. There's none of it. But you know, when I've been away or I drive a different car, it's always nice to come back to this. So I'm having a great time right now, to be honest. The next time you see the car on the channel, there'll be a few other videos yet, I think. But the next time you see the Z4 on the channel, it will be when I drive it to Germany. So make sure you're subscribed if you're still not, for whatever reason. There's no excuses at this point. Make sure you're subscribed, and I will see you guys very, very soon.